Are you struggling to keep up with boxing? Download the Boxing Showtimes app for the latest fight schedules, full undercards, boxer stats, news, and real-time updates. It's more than just an app, it's the boxing community you want to join.
Boxing King Media powered by BYD. Delighted to be joined by Spencer Fearon, who still appears to be in the Christmas spirit. Are you still in the Christmas spirit, Spence?
It's not me in a Christmas. It's not me in a Christmas spirit. It's the children are in the Christmas spirit because they kind of drool on certain things. So yeah, they're in the Christmas spirit. And yeah, but apart from that, yeah, everything's good. Everything's really good, my end. I pray everything's been good with you. I see you're everywhere, even when you're standing still. So I mean, Alhamdulillah.
That's what you said to me the first time you met me. You're still moving even when you're standing still.
Yeah.
Are all the kids happy with their presents?
Yeah, they certainly are, man. It's been a very yeah. All the kids are grateful for their presence as well. So yeah.
Good stuff. Not being able to catch up with you for a while because of different time
Yeah,
zones.
you be yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean that's all cool. I mean that's all cool.
Yeah, let's have I know you've spoken about the fight, the Fury Usyk fight, the biggest talking point in the last week or so. I just want to try and cover some different aspects. You'll know Nick Manners, he's from your era. I think he might be a
What do
bit.
you mean? Who?
Nick Manners is a little bit older than you, I think.
Yeah, he's a lot older than me.
Like, I didn't want to offend him. So yeah,
Yeah. But he looks, trust me, he looks very good for his age, man.
he does. He's got
But
some.
I like Nick a lot. I do. I like him a lot.
Yeah, good talker, a lot of knowledge, and uh, he 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 kind of raised something that people were saying last time. Saying now Tyson's legs are gone, and I remember this was quite a big narrative last time. So I just want to get your opinion on that because I raised the question: if your legs are gone, how do you then lose by 1 or 2 rounds against somebody who a lot of people are considering an all-time great? But Nick said he wasn't because it depends on the era that you're in. So yeah, just chucking that at you, just what's your opinions on all that narrative and
My opinions on what is Usyk all saying great.
no, are Tyson's legs gone? If they are gone,
No, let me tell you this now. Tyson Fury's legs ain't gone. All right. Um, because if that was the case, he wouldn't be able to do 12 rounds in the fashion of which he did it if his legs were gone. You know what I mean? And also, if your legs are gone, right, you you have no bounce. I don't want to get overly technical. I can go back to no sorry, December, I think it was December 8th of 1989. Sugar Ray Leonard Roberto Duran, their rubber match, which was like, I mean, one more time, which was not a very good fight considering the two great men that we had up in Sugar Ray Leonard and Roberto Duran. Roberto Duran was like 38 years old then as well, right? And and Leonard tried desperately to show people that my legs are not gone because his fight previous to that, which was June of '89, when he fought Tommy Hearns, and Tommy Hearns had him down twice in the fourth and in the 11th round, right? And everyone said, well, Leonard, you're gone, your legs are gone. So he was desperately trying to show people that my legs ain't gone. So he opted to box Roberto Duran by dance and all the rest of it. Didn't make for a compelling fight. The fight was very boring. Tyson Fury, in the way that he boxed there, and he's a big guy as well. And there's certain times in that fight as well, he was on the bounce. If his legs were gone, he wouldn't be able to do that, right? If his legs were gone, when he was getting hit with hard shots, he would have been grotesquely wobbled, like happened in the first fight. You know what I mean? If his legs were gone. And also, let's not get twisted. October of the year prior, when he gets knocked down, by Francis Ngannou, everybody was turning around saying, "Yeah, his legs are gone," and it's the fights and the wars that he's had with Deontay Wilder that has taken a toll effect on him. Now, let's be real. If Tyson Fury's legs were gone, he would not be able to have boxed 36 minutes. He wouldn't be able to do it, and he did. And he boxed relatively well for those 36 minutes. Yeah, we can't take that away from him. He did.
in the pre-fight build-up, he promised pain, hurt, and damage. By them words, people were expecting him to put it on Usyk, but I think what we saw was basically another boxing match. You know, is it a case of Usyk doesn't allow you to box with him, or is that the way to beat him?
No, what it is with Alexander Usyk is that you're dealing with somebody with very, very high intellectual value, and they bring it when they come to fight. And that's what happens. They bring that intellect into the ring. And Tyson Fury is also very, very highly intellectual as well. But the thing about it is this, Tyson Fury, when he was trying to rough it with Usyk, certain times it seemed like it was forced because he had to push himself to death, right? It seemed that way, right? But even though when he's pushing himself to do it, the clever thing with Usyk is like you land shots on Usyk and he could say, okay, then, well, you kind of will beat me on this round, but I'm going to stick it on you in the last tail end of the round, regardless that I'm not going to win the round, but I'm going to bring that same energy come the next round. And that's what he done. And because of that, that's why he got the decision. I'm going back and forth with many people. You get some people who are really, really pro Tyson Fury, and they say, no, Tyson Fury got robbed. I don't believe he got robbed. So just forget that one. All right. But like I said on many times, Tyson Fury has the right to believe that he actually won that fight because it wasn't, he done better than the last time. Do you know what I mean? He done better than the last time. He wasn't wobbled. There were certain times where he got hurt and he couldn't poker face it out as well as what Usyk was doing, but it is what it is. It was a fantastic fight as far as I'm concerned when I'm dealing with skills. When I'm looking at skills, lots of times that goes over people's head. But I'm sitting there and I'm watching a fight and I'm basing it on skills. And it was very, very skillful, very, very tactical. And because of that, a lot of people who are just casual boxing fans are beginning to understand the intellect of the technical side of boxing. So I'm really appreciative of
How did you score it, by the way?
that. 115, 113 to Usyk.
Okay, so you had a round in it. Um, going forward, does anybody beat Alexander Usyk other than Father Time? That's what Teddy Atlas told me.
Well, everyone's saying like, oh, father time is father time. No, you know what? Daniel Dubois got a hell of a chance with him, right? This Daniel Dubois, this recalibrated Daniel Dubois, who's underneath Don Charles, he's got a good chance. But do I think he would beat him? No, I don't. I don't think nobody's going to beat Usyk. Not even Father Time, because I think he's wise enough to know, like, right, I can withdraw, I can pull away at the time and like sell off to the sunset. But this is heavyweight boxing, and anything can happen. And when I mean anything, I really do believe anything can happen.
Okay. What about Tyson Fury? There's obviously talks AJ next. Do you think, what's your gut instinct? Do you think he'll carry on fighting? Because money can't be the reason he fights AJ. It's just got to be legacy because he doesn't need any more money.
Well, does he need a legacy to fight AJ? Is him fighting Anthony Joshua going to define his career? Let's just be real. It's not going to define it. I'm just going to be real with you. Tyson Fury fighting Anthony Joshua right now at this stage of his life, right? Where he's made a shitload of money. He's been a Ring Magazine champion, a lineal champion. He's been a WBC heavyweight champion. Does he need to be defined by fighting Anthony Joshua? He doesn't. I'm just going to be real. Yeah, I'd love to see it. For my selfish, greedy reasons, yes, I'd love to see that fight. Just to know, like, who was the baddest man coming out of the era of having multiple heavyweight world champions of this era, and who was the best man to come out of it. I would like that argument to be settled, right? But that's for selfish, greedy reasons. I believe that if either of them said they want to walk away from the game right now, who could begrudge them, right? Who? And then also you want to say to yourself, even a fight of that magnitude, I know, like in the 70s, where you had great guys fight each other, just like George Foreman, Ron Lau, which is one of the greatest heavyweight fights, non-title heavyweight fights ever. I mean, Ali fought Frazier for the second time, and that wasn't for a world title, right? When them two fought each other. So if you look at it like that, yeah, okay, these two could fight each other. But how things are now with the glitz and the glaz, that you'd like to see if those two were to go get on that, it would be for a version of a world title, right? You would want to see that for a version of a world title. But when you're talking about, oh, well, money can't just be the sole proprietorial reason why these two men would end up fighting each other. can't be just money because they're both collectively. If you put them together, they must be close to $1 billion, right? So what's the case? Yeah, what's the case? What's the case of these two fighting if it's just for money? Then it's got to be more than just money. It's got to be more to say like, all right, we're gonna fight each other so we can be the champion of each other. So I don't believe desire is a big driving point. If they both got the desire to say they want to go continue, then so be it. I think Tyson Fury's got a lot of fight left in him, right? But at a certain level where he can only be mixing with top campaigners. Don't be mixing with no young prospects trying to make their name. Same thing with Anthony Joshua. You don't need to be mixing with no young prospects trying to make their name. But, it is what it is.
Let's see what happens. The other thing I wanted to speak to you about, what did you make of Carl Froch being invited out to Riyadh? We saw in the past he's been, fairly critical of the atmosphere and just, events going off over there. But I think now that he's experienced it, he's come out and said that he was pleasantly surprised how good it was not being in a alcohol-fueled environment, and he got to sit there and enjoy his boxing.
What am I meant to say on that?
What do you make of that?
Well, you've heard my views on Carl Froch. I haven't got nothing against Carl Froch. You know what I mean? I've said what I've said about Carl Froch in the past. I'm going to tell you the thing that's a bit different, yeah? Are there things that could be improved in Saudi Arabia? Yeah? On a structural, political way, right? I'll be a hypocrite to say that they can't, but they're doing their best to improve on certain things, right? That's number one. Number two, I'm Muslim, so therefore, my empathy with Saudi Arabia and what that place means to me, especially like, I've got a young kid who's playing for Al Aruba, Brad Young, who's a striker for them, who's one of our clients at Owaya Sports. And me going out there, and I'm not going into Riyadh. Riyadh is slowly becoming like the capital of Saudi Arabia, right? No, it's not there. I'm going out in the suburbs where it's totally different. And like for myself as a Muslim, spiritually, it's the most beautiful place that I've been to. Right? I'm not in the commercialized areas. I'm in the suburbs, which is beautiful. Rural areas. It's absolutely beautiful. And the love and camaraderie that I received from the people out there, different gravy, second to none. So when I see someone being overly critical of that place, and plus in the past, I know they've said some things very, very derogatory to Islam. So, and when people were on me, oh, why didn't you say something? Or why didn't you all the rest of it? I'm saying no, because there's loads of people that said things derogatory to Islam. And if I was to go jump on them and say, me, instead of that, why don't we just go and show them the beauty of it? So I think it's a nice thing that Carl Froch has gone out there and seen a different perspective of his first opinion.
That's the message I wanted to put out there, that, we've seen a lot of people make opinions, but we've seen a lot of big names go across and rave about the atmosphere and just the way the events are run. So, and then the other thing I was going to say to you, Spence, before I move on to the next subject, we just launched our new podcast series today. It's called Boxing Kings: The Untold Story. I couldn't get it out there. Episode features Bernard Hopkins, who I know you're very close to, and
dear friend of mine, Saladin. Brother Saladin, right? I'm gonna listen to that now that you told us out. Where can I? It's on YouTube, yeah.
YouTube, Spotify. We've finally got on Spotify as well. So the link, if people want to watch it on Spotify, if you click on the YouTube video, the Spotify link is in the description. But it's probably the best interview
I'll click onto it.
So yeah, I'm going to play the trailer just now as well, just so people can have a look.
Rarely in life do we celebrate a man whose life story is not just one of athletic excellence, but of extraordinary personal transformation, a story that proves the power of discipline, faith, and perseverance. That man is Bernard Hopkins, a living testament to the idea that it's not where you start in life, but where you finish. As a young man serving time at the Graterford prison in Pennsylvania, Bernard made a decision that would alter his destiny. He vowed never to return after his release. He turned to faith in boxing, discovering a discipline that would become his salvation. Boxing wasn't just a sport for Bernard, it was a route to redemption, a way to channel his energy and anger into something positive. His professional boxing career began in 1988 with a loss, a humbling reminder that success would not come easily. But Bernard Hopkins was not a man to give up. He refused to let failure define him. Over the course of his career, Bernard Hopkins became a boxing legend. Known to fans as the Executioner, he dominated the middleweight division, holding the title for a record-breaking 10 years. But his most remarkable achievement came later in his career when he became the oldest world champion in boxing history at the age of 49. Bernard Hopkins' story is about more than titles and accolades. It's about transformation. It's about a man who refused to let his past define his future, who showed the world that even the most broken beginnings can lead to triumphant endings. Bernard Hopkins reminds us that discipline is the bridge between dreams and reality. He reminds us that faith can guide us through our darkest moments. And he reminds us that no matter how far we may have fallen, we always have the power to rise. Boxing King Media presents Episode 1 of our new series titled Boxing Kings, The Untold Story. Bernard Hopkins talks to us in detail about his childhood, which helped forge the man he is today.
Whether they athletic, popular to the world of what they do, but here and around the world, you go to masjid, you go to Juma, you're a Muslim. It ain't you scored 50 points every game, you Hall of Famer, you this. That's respected. But this is the ultimate respect for the religion that we all are champions in our own right. We respect everything that a person do that's recognized in this world, but there's nothing bigger than the law. It's easy for us, and I'm gonna use the word easy, yes. It's for a Muslim and person to understand that it's bigger than him and anything he's accomplished in his career. Nothing bigger than religion. That's hot from my perspective.
I'm your brother, they my brother, and it ain't no status, it ain't no, out of, like control of celebrity and all that. No, you're a Muslim, you're mu'min, period.
Bernard not only practices his faith, he embodies its teachings in every aspect of his life. As Hopkins leaves the mosque, he greets a waiter from a nearby hotel with immense love and respect. This is a fundamental principle of his religion, which teaches inherent dignity of all human beings, regardless of their color, race, or financial status. Superiority is determined by piety and good character.
And now that they're back from the trailer, quick mention on the show in Australia next week, Jaya Pataya versus David Nika, a mad fight, a young, hungry lion taking on the challenge of Jaya Pataya. What would you make of that fight?
You know what? That's a good fight, But Mick Francis, Joe Apataya's manager, he's my pal, and I really do like Opataya. I like his mindset. I really do. I like his mindset. I like his tenacity, and I like his tunnel vision. And because of that, I see him coming out victorious. I really do. And not only that, but I actually want him to come out victorious. A very, very nice guy.
Okay. I want to talk to you about some of the fictional awards of the year, but before I do that, any big moments that stuck out for you personally and in the boxing space this year?
Personally, in the boxing space, just seeing, I'm going to be real with you, just seeing a lot of people's opinion change on Saudi Arabia. But then there are certain people who work in the journalistic field of boxing who have refused to go to Saudi Arabia. I'm not going to call their names, right? And regardless, and I have to commend them for that because they're sticking to their guns, they're sticking to their beliefs. I respect that, I really do respect. I really do respect that a lot. Like me, like I said, my focus when it comes to Saudi Arabia is going to be totally different to somebody who's a non-believer in Islam. It's going to be different, right? But what I'm saying is this: I would like people to go to Saudi and to get the same, the same welcome that I've received on all the times that I've gone to Saudi Arabia. You know what I mean? On like how I've been treated. And I'm saying, especially like, forget about the boxing segments. Boxing segments, Totally different. I mean, massive big up to Gold Star, massive big up to Spencer Brown, right? When they send for me to go out there, it's crazy how I get treated out there, right? But that's boxing aspects. And like, you know, if you're inside of boxing, then people are going to know you and you get looked after. It's different. But I'm going there on a different aspect where I've been dealing with sports in general. And I'm going out and I'm sitting down with presidents of football clubs regularly. Do you know what I mean? Mr. Munez, massive big up to him. Satim and the rest of the guys down at Alaruba Football Club. How I get treated out there, it's mind-blowingly well. And I mean mind-blowing. Like, guys, you're out there and they say, oh, you got to stay. No problem. You got to stay at my house. You know what I mean? No, take all your stuff from the hotel, come stay at my house. And you're staying in the president of a football club's home with his family. That's the kind of warm welcoming that I get received when I'm out there. So, you know what I mean? Things are changing, man. And I'm glad that they are changing. But what I don't like when people all of a sudden are brown nose in Saudi Arabia because they think that's where the money is. You know what I mean? I don't like that. Because I'm saying you monafics, you hypocrites, right? You are hypocrites because a lot of people are running out there because of the financial gains. My thing is not because of that. My thing is like, we're taught that God only made us different for one reason and one reason alone, for us to know each other. Do you know what I mean? Because we have to consummate the fact that we are one human family. We should live as one human family. You know what I mean? We can have our differences, no problem. We can have our differences and our rants and all the rest of it, but still realize that we're one human family.
That's very beautifully put, that, Spence. I'm going to move on to the final segment, which is just going to be some mythical awards of the year.
Go on.
I'm going to go with the nominations that the British Boxing Board have put out. So,
All right.
so we'll just go with the flow with what they've obviously put out. So, one of the first ones they've got is outstanding contribution to the sport of boxing. So, in this, they've got Spencer Brown, Turki Al-Sheikh, Frank Warren, Barry McGuigan, Eddie Hearn, Mick Hennessy, Kala Salman, Steve Wood, Ben Shalom. Who wins it for you?
Outstanding contribution to boxing.
Yep.
Then if it's outstanding contribution to boxing, it's got to be Turki Al-Sheikh.
Okay, that's a very
right. Let's just be real and call it as it is, right? What Turki Al-Sheikh has done in the space of 18 months, right, is unprecedented. Forget about, oh, well, they've got all the money to throw at it and blah, 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 and all the rest of it. Skill Challenge tried to do something like what Turki Al-Sheikh was doing, yeah? It didn't have the same impact, right? Now we can actually sit down and say fights that we desire to see as boxing fans, we are actually going to see them, right? And all of you lot have to go to Saudi Arabia, but then Saudi Arabia is branching off to go into other countries, right? Is Adi Oladupe turned around and said like he'd love to see they branch out to Africa, right? The Riyadh season, and I believe that it's imperative that they do this, right? But not only just for boxing, but I'm also talking about for sports and entertainment. Because for sports and entertainment, what they're doing is fantastic, right? It is absolutely fantastic, right? So I'd have to give that one hands down to Turki Al-Sheikh. Anybody that can make Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren sit down as bridges and all their bum chums, right? Then you got some different kind of pulling power, right? Different kind of pulling power. So, you know what I mean? Turki Al-Sheikh. But then if I would say like outstanding contribution over the years, if I'm mounting them up over the years, what Frank Warren has done, you know what I mean? In his 50 years of being in boxing, it's unprecedented, right? Because there's so many times, seriously, like, he's done now. Frank Warren's he's done and he's back again. And
I'm gonna come to the promoters, so save that.
Okay, cool.
Okay. The next one is broadcaster of the year. So I'm not going to reel them out. It's obviously who the broadcasters are. So who's
Who are they?
Like obviously the Zone, Sky Sports, ESPN, ITV, Box Nation, TNT, Channel 5.
I'm going to be real with you, yeah?
Which broadcast do you enjoy the most?
Which broadcast do I enjoy the most?
Yeah.
Since the return of the cacophony of Adam Smith. Since Adam Smith, I really enjoyed Adam Smith being back. Do you know what I mean? I know, like everybody, he's had personal trials and tribulations that he had to overcome, and just to hear him back. But I'm just going to be real. The zone now, because TNT are now the guys at Frank Warren who were at TNT are now going to be moved over to the zone. Then I'm saying straight standard is the zone. The zone for many reasons, right? The zone for many reasons where I think they've got good people, but it's diversity that they've championed. And we can't take that away from them, right? Something that I have long argued over and been branded all kind of things because I was fighting for these kind of changes, and certain things which I was trying to see structured was not structured, and now I see other people who have taken off of the back of what I'm saying. They'll never come and say, oh, it's down to you, but we know, man. So I've got to say the zone have been excellent, but I can't knock what Sky have done. Sky have been really, really good, but I would say if I got to go for the back of that, then it's definitely going to be the zone.
Next one, International Promoter of the Year. Matchroom, Golden Boy, Queensberry, Gold Star, Boxer, Wasserman, PBC, and Top Rank.
All right. I'm going to say it's Gold Star.
Okay.
Right? And you know why I'm going to say it's Gold Star? Because what are you talking about? I'm going to say it's Gold Star. And the reason why I'm saying it's Gold Star, because they're not per se the promoters, yeah? Right? But they got their hand in everything, and they have the air, and it's a trusted air of Turkey Al Sheikh. So because of that, and I know, and bottom line, it was Gold Star that brought in everybody else. Right? So just because of that, I got to say that one's a Gold Star. 1 second. Yes, Baba, what's the matter? Give me 1 second. Daddy finishes it into then I'm going to get, okay? About 5 more minutes.
We'll fly through
Yeah.
it. You don't even need to give an explanation if you just want to pick one. Female Fighter of the Year: Katie Taylor, Tasha Jonas, Lauren Price, Savannah Marshall, Terry Harper, Chantal Cameron, Sandy Ryan, Caroline Dubois, and Ellie Scottney.
For British.
Yeah.
So my mind just dwindled there. Then it's got to be Katie Taylor.
Okay, Katie.
It's got to be Katie Taylor. Not only that, but for the mere fact of Katie Taylor, her fight with Serrano, and she getting $6 million for that fight. Come on, it's Katie Taylor, man. That's what I'm saying.
Next one, Trainer of the Year. They've nominated Sugar Hill, Joe McNally.
I don't want to hear. Listen, I don't want to hear no names. Don Charles is Trainer of the Year.
Happy days.
Right? Listen to me. Don Charles is the Trainer of the Year. For the people who said that Don Charles couldn't train for Toffee, couldn't teach a dead pigeon to lay down. I remember all the smarminess that he used to get. Don Charles has just gone about his business, and irrespective of any personal gripes, you know what I mean? Me and Don are actually cool, right? Don Charles is the Trainer of the Year. Look what he's done with Daniel Dubois. Just look at it, right? And for the mention of that, Ian Druby should get a big up as well, who works with Don.
Okay, sound. And then the last one, Boxer of the Year. They got Tyson Fury, Josh Kelly, Anthony Joshua, Okoli, Boatsi, CBS, Dennis McCann, Fabio Wardley, Nick Ball, and Daniel Dubois.
Daniel Dubois is the fighter of the year, British fighter of the year.
Okay, and I've got
let's look what he's done. Just look what he's done this year.
Yeah,
it's been crazy. Come on, it's Daniel Dubois, easily.
And I've got one for you, and I won't be offended, but in the boxing space of creators and interviewers, who's been the outstanding channel this year, would you say?
The outstanding channel?
Yeah,
boxing channel. Without a doubt, categorically, without a doubt, it's been myself and Baba Tundi Ajay on Stamina for Sale. People want to hear the rules. But, because I know we're not in that. You know what I mean? I know we're not in that. But without a doubt, and this is no disrespect to none of it, it's your channel. You know what I mean? Because without a doubt, number one is this: numbers don't lie. And it's more to do with how we get engrossed to listen to your interviews and the interviews that you get. The interviews that you get, the thing why I rate you, Boxing King Media, is because people don't hear your name. People don't see your face on the camera. people don't, right? You are, you know what I mean? You're seeing loads of guys now and they want it to be about them, right? As soon as people switch off you, then your channel numbers will dwindle, right? And everyone's trying to be this celebrity right now. You want to be a celebrity, right? So no, without a doubt, it's boxing king media. I'm just keeping it real. Without a doubt, it's you guys, and you guys should be commended for that, simply because you keep it real, right? And you keep it real to the fact, I'm just not blowing smoke up anybody. I'm just keeping it 100. You keep it real simply because it's not about you guys' ego, and then also you're not trying to piss off no one, but you don't bow to many people neither. And because of that, I respect you guys. Period.
I genuinely appreciate that, Spencer. I know you said
you're welcome, bro.
But yeah, unfortunately, because we don't bow to anyone, we sometimes don't get the.
Doesn't matter. Let me tell you this.
We've done well without it.
Bro, listen to me. Let me tell you this now, yeah? A lot of these channels, and I get it, why they have to be this way, yeah? They want to be everybody's friend, right? They want to be everybody. You want to be everybody's bum chum. You want to be everyone's, right? And a lot of these channels, they don't know boxing. I'm just going to be real with you, right? And the reason why I enjoy your channel so much is because you don't pretend like you are this great historian or this beacon of knowledge, or you know this and you know blah, 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 and all the rest of it. And then you're also not smarmy. There's a lot of little smarmy guys out there, yeah? I'm just keeping it to 100. There is a lot. And you're not one of them. So, you know what I mean? That's why I give you time of day. But there's a couple of guys who I got to give big ups to as well. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? The guys down at Boxing Social, I'll give them big ups as well. You know what I mean? They're good people. Andy McCart, yeah? I like him a lot.
Andy's a very good, righteous man.
Right, seriously. And when it comes on history, that man respect, Rod. You know what I mean? They respect the history. So I like Andy a lot as well. You know what I mean? There's loads of guys. You know what I mean? And like I said, when it comes to this kind of thing, you got to know when to leave the stage. That's the truth. You know what I mean? If you're building a channel and it's based on you alone, no. But if you're basing it on the integrity of the sport, right? And you're not trying to get clickbaits and things like that, then you're going to get longevity. You know what I mean? What I realize is this: loads of people want to be number one so much, but not knowing like you can make a fantastic living being a consistent number 3.
Yep, that's a way of putting it.
The highlight for me watching your channel is just after Artur Beterbiev became undisputed world light heavyweight champion, yeah, that he went to go and pray Fajr and that you could accompany him. That was a highlight to me, right? Then the second highlight to me, right, was you posting out when Almadina 313 charity invited over Roy Jones and Artur Beterbiev, which I arranged, and all of us, after being at the Eatery restaurant in Birmingham, that we all prayed Asa together, which was a beautiful thing. And the prayer was led by my brother Adnan of Marketing Fuel. That to me, because there was a Christian and a Muslim side by side coming in one common affinity, and that's because we love God. So yeah.
So yeah, appreciate your time, brother. Have a good new year, and keep safe. And I'll see you in the next year.
Yeah, 100,000,000%, God willing. And let me tell to everybody, I'm wishing everybody season greetings. I'm also wishing everybody to have a fabulous 2025, right? Because it's so simple. Take your finger, press that button, and activate your blessings on your life. Because if you don't step forward, you're always going to be in the same place. If you don't ask, the answer is always going to be no. And if you don't go after what you want, you'll never have it. Go after everything that you want. Because the only thing that's stopping you from having the life that you want is actually you. Go grab this thing with 2 hands, peace, 2 fingers. Season's greetings. Assalamu alaikum. Rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
One, two, let's go. Hey.